So in this diagram, we're looking at a timeline that we mapped out based on a few assumptions that we'll introduce shortly. You can look at the green boxes here that represent exams that are taking place for SQE1, and the blue boxes are about SQE2 exams taking place in the coming months. So the first one is just in a few days, July 2024 exam, SQE1 exam is starting. Later on, there will be SQE2, and followed by October and November SQE2 exam. Then there's another SQE1 and 2 exams in January and February 2025, followed by April/May SQE2 and July 2025 SQE1 exam. We have set out our proposed timeline for your preparation. The red box represents FLK1 preparation, the blue box represents FLK2 preparation, and in between we have also built in some FLK1 mock exams, followed by another FLK2 mock exam after FLK2 preparation, and at the very end you can see a yellow box of 12 full mock exams, including FLK1 and 2. You can see that on the diagram elements there are brown and yellow elements. So the brown refers to study time when you'll be studying. In these assumptions, we're proposing to study for 7 hours per day, starting 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. The yellow boxes refer to rest time, so after 4 p.m. until the next morning. As you can see that in FLK1 preparation, we're proposing to start with legal system, public law, legal services, and all the other FLK1 syllabus that's proposed by SRA. You can see that FLK1, if you were to start on the 1st of August 2024 with your FLK1 preparation, based on our assumptions and based on our calculations, it should take you up until mid to end September to finish with your FLK1 preparation. And at that point, you will be ready to start with 12 FLK1 mock exams. So you can see that the blue boxes are for FLK1 mock exams. Each mock exam has 180 questions, followed by, that will usually take you 5.5 hours. Again, relying on SRA's given time that you will get in the actual exam, you will be spending about 5.5 hours per FLK. So you can see that in FLK1 mock exams, there are 12 elements, including some rest time in between. Once you finish that, starting from September 2024, 23rd September, and if you were to take one FLK exam per day, you're supposed to finish preparation by the beginning of October 2024. At which point you will be ready to start with your FLK2 preparation. Again, you can see that these are broken down to criminal law, trust, and so on for FLK2 modules. Again, they come with different elements in them. So study rest, and study rest. FLK2, if you were to start FLK2 according to our calculations, if you start FLK2 in October 2024, let's say on the 9th of October at 9 a.m., you are supposed to finish FLK2 preparation on November 15th, 2024. At that point, you'll be ready to take another 12 FLK2 mock exams. Again, those are substituted with some rest time in between. Once you finish 12 FLK2 mock exams, you can then be ready to either revise further or take another 12 full mock exams, which again replicate the real-world scenarios of SRA's preparation. Usually for full 360 questions, SRA gives you about 11 hours of time. It comes down to 108 seconds per question. So we have replicated a real-world scenario in that sense. So if you were to follow the assumptions and the calculations that we have carried out, if you were to start on the 1st of August 2024 with your FLK1 and FLK2 preparations for SQE1 exam, with our material, you are due to finish your preparation the first week of January 2025, which is just enough for SQE1 exam in January, which is the next SQE exam, excluding the July one, which is in 2 days. That's considering that you will be spending full time on your FLK1 and FLK2 preparations, including 24 full mock exams. That includes 360 questions each mock exam. Having looked at the timeline now let's switch to the assumptions page that we based our calculations on. We based our calculations on the SRA's suggested curriculum. And again, as you will know, SRA has proposed as a curriculum or a syllabus that will be covered in the exam. So we purely took that syllabus and focused our preparation material on that syllabus. You can see that we have made some assumptions. We have made two different assumptions. First being preparation assumptions. For preparation assumptions, we said that if you were to spend 7 hours per day per working day from 9 to 4, for example, and if you were to spend 5 days a week, working days, and again, if you were to keep those assumptions in mind and some other assumptions that we made based on our material that we developed, you will end up spending, or we will propose to spend, the following amount of active study hours on the basis of having a full-time study plan. Again, we have what you're looking at now is based on a study plan called Momentum. That's a 6-month-long full-time preparation. You can also carry out other types of study plans. For example, we have Blitz, we have Cruise, that they will either take longer, they will either take shorter. If you have 3 months time left, you can take our Blitz study plan, or if you have longer time to spend and spend on preparation, you can spend on Cruise and spend 9 months preparing, and it will be spaced out. You will spend longer on each module, or you'll have more time preparing and answering the questions on mock exams. What we're proposing is based on our assumptions. If you were to spend if you have to spend 9 hours, 9.7 hours on the legal system, we are proposing to carry out the following 3 activities. The first being watching the video that we prepared, looking at our colorful notes that are PDFs, and going through, which will cover the same lecture, going through the colorful notes, which explains the concept in the lecture. And lastly, we also provide a unique test in each lecture that's embedded into the lecture. So we're suggesting to spend 50% of your total 9 hours, 9.7 hours for legal system on watching the videos and understanding a concept that's proposed in each lecture. So in this example, you would spend 4.8 hours, 50% of your time on watching the videos for legal system, another 3.9 hours which is 40% of 9.7 hours, on reading through the colorful notes. Again, this is not reading books, reams of books, spending hours and hours understanding black and white books. This is colorful notes that explains the concept, that includes diagrams. And at the end of each lecture note, colorful note, we provide testing yourself. So you can a unique test, unique question on that given lecture. So we suggest spending 10% of your time, in this case 1 hour, rounded up 1 hour, testing yourself for that given lecture. So in overall, for legal system, you would spend 9.7 hours spread across these 3 activities for a given lecture. In each given lecture, 50%, 40%, and 10%. And you can see that our longest module is tort law, based on, again, SRA's proposed published syllabus. The longest module is tort law, 71.4 hours that you would need to spend, again, to cover the whole syllabus that SRA suggested that will appear in the exam or might appear in the exam. You would need to spend 35.7 hours, which is the 50% of 71 hours, just watching and preparing for and understanding the concepts of each individual lecture on the tort. You would need to, we are proposing to spend 28.6 hours, which is 40% of the total hour for dedicated for tort, reading the PDF. And if we were to quickly look at the timeline and how it reflects on the timeline, you can see that for tort, we said that if you were to start our Momentum study plan is full-time 6-month preparation. If you were to start, let's say now or on the 1st of August 2024, you would finish your studies at the very beginning of January 2025, which is just ready for SQE1 January 2025 exam. And in the example of tort law, which is the longest module according to SRA's published syllabus, you would start on the 10th of August, for example, or 13th of August, and you would continue for this many days and hours preparing. I hope that's helpful. You can check out the diagram and the assumptions we've made for this Momentum 6-month preparation module using the link in the description. You can also check out other preparation study plans, such as Blitz, which is 3 months, and Cruise 9 months, in the description. Thank you.